Hello, uh, and welcome to the first Mindful Movers class. This is a class for waking up, warming up the body, getting into the joints to get ready for your dance day or whatever you have going on. These classes are designed with dancers in mind, yet accessible, approachable for really anyone. The idea not being to do crazy poses, but to encourage your artistry, your creativity to be the best artist you can be, or whatever you're doing to be the best you can be. Okay? And that's really the point. Yoga, not doing the crazy poses or wearing cute leggings. Before we get started, just to note props for support. Blocks for this class, if you do not have blocks, could be a water bottle, could be books, right? A lot of things around the house can also support in that way. A yoga blanket, could be any blanket, right? Doesn't have to be fancy designated as yoga blanket. That said, coming to sit on your blanket, and if you need to pause the video to gather your props for support, please do so. So, sitting up on your blanket, whatever you have for support, so that we align. I'm just taking a couple breaths just to notice how you are today, how you're feeling. Okay. What does your body need as you wake up and greet the day? What does it not need? Might be feeling a little tight, a little groggy. Maybe you haven't had coffee yet, or tea, or morning drinks. And as you're ready, really feeling that space through breath, through the long spine, rooted down through your seat, filling up like a glass, right? Imagining your torso is a glass, bottom at your low belly, the top at your collarbone. Can you fill up the whole glass with breath? And empty out the whole glass. Again, filling up the whole glass and emptying. Last time. Wonderful. Let's just take one ear to the right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, up the other way. I think some nice, easy movement. Might be some snap, crackle, pop early in the morning in your joints. Moving at your own pace. Don't let me rush you. Right ear to right shoulder, taking your right hand up, right hand gently on your left ear. Now you're not pulling here. The weight of this right hand is enough just to encourage this easy stretch through your left side of your neck, and feeling your left shoulder soften as well. Sometimes we tend to do that. That doesn't feel great. Couple breaths. You could close your eyes here if that feels nice for you. Feeling inwards. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just sort of a soft gaze forward. Wonderful. Up. Another ear to shoulder. Your left hand on your right ear. Again, not pulling. The weight of this left hand is enough for this gentle stretch through your right side of your neck and softening your right shoulder down. And wonderful. Releasing. Coming into a seated cat-cow. If you've done cat-cows from tabletop position, you can also do them seated. It's really the movement of the spine that most matters here. Breath and lifting your heart to the sky, letting your neck fall gently back, but you're not crunching through the back of the neck. Feel nice space there. Tailbone dipping forward, C curve, let your chin fall to chest. Good, heart rising. And let it release. You can at your own time, especially waking up. Could feel a little groggy. Our brains and our bodies take a moment to get with the program after we just woke up. Another couple rounds. Good. You could stay with this, or if it feels good to you, you could add more movement, a sort of swooping motion, swooping your heart forward and swooping back. Leading with your head. Or again, just sticking with your cat-cow. Let's take 2 more rounds. Wonderful. Alrighty, backing up just so I can know you can see me for this. We're going to reach up. This is seated Urdhva Hastasana. Big breath in, breath out. We're going to side bend to the right, putting your right hand down. And trying not to lift up through this left hip. Try to keep it grounded. Equal weight on both sides of your bone, on your glutes. Big breath in, back to that seated Urdhva Hastasana, upward reach, softening your ribs down, but lifting your chin a little. Breath out, we're going to twist to your right. Now, I know just because of my proportions and my long torso, it helps me to have a block behind you. That might be you, it might not be you. Breath in long through your spine in your twist. Breath out, can you twist just a little bit more? And it's subtle, right? Not looking for huge movements here. Good. Next breath in, rising up. Breath out, please take your right hand down your back. Your left hand is going to go not on your elbow, right below it. Just a gentle tricep stretch as we wake up. Again, can you lift your chin a little, but soften your ribs down towards your pelvis, towards your hips. Good. Breath out, let it go. Any wiggles that feel good to get out, go right ahead. Side might be a little challenging for me because I got a wall right here, but I'll do my best. Good. Reaching up. Seated Urdhva Hastasana, upward reach with the arms. Breath out, left hand down, side bending. You're trying to keep this left side of your body, the side body, nice and long. Think of jumping over a big barrel. Right? Good. Breath in, upward reach. Breath out, take your twist to your left. If props support you here, please use them. Props are your friends. Doesn't make you a worse or better person to use them. Breath in, rise. Breath out, can you twist a little bit more? Breath in, a little rise through the spine. Breath out, maybe you can twist just a little bit more. Good. Breath in. Again, that's seated Urdhva Hastasana, arms to sky. Breath out. Take your left hand down your back, your right hand to just below your left elbow. Gentle tricep stretch here. Again, lifting a little through the chin, a little softening of your front ribs towards your hips. And breathing. One last breath in, breath out, let it go. Wonderful. You can take your blanket, your prop to the side. Though I will say we're going to come to tabletop pose. I know my knees feel a little tender on my hands and knees, so I like to put a blanket underneath my knees. That could be useful for you. So shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, looking both out and down so the back and front of your neck stays long. Scooping your belly in towards your spine, like you're feeding your front body into your back body to support your spine. You're going to go ahead and spin your wrists backwards. This might be a lot today. We're also going to go wrists to the side. You could do that instead. You could start there. So this might be a lot. Again, spinning your fingers back towards your knees. If this feels okay and you want to go a little bit further, you can gently, again, it's subtle, back and forth. Just a little opening through the bottom if we're holding our arms out straight. Tops of arm to sky. Through the bottom of the forearm, through the wrist. Especially if we are contemporary dancers, we do spend a lot of time in our hands. So if that's involved in your dance day today, this could be very useful. Or if you're anyone, right, typing, texting on your devices, right, this is a nice way to just get into that area with a little love before our day gets going. Good. And then spinning fingers to side. Again, if you were taking that other option, you might already be there. And just see a little bit of side to side motion. Again, it's not a lot. Still feeding that front body into your back body, scooping your belly into your spine to support that spine. Wonderful. Prop off to the side, keeping it close. Coming to a plank pose. So pressing into those hands, into every knuckle, every fingertip. Tiny lift through the hips. You don't want your hips to sag down. Again, feeding that front body into your back body, supporting the spine. Feeling like someone is pulling your head forward, but also another person pulling your heels backward. So there's energy moving front and back. Energy moving all throughout your body, really. One more big breath in. Breath out, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Now, just a note here. I'll turn to the side so you can see a little better. Many who are hypermobile, many dancers, right, go here with a down dog. Over time, really not great for your shoulders. I want you to think of resisting the floor with your forearms and your armpits, a lift through the forearm and the armpits. At the same time, feeling the hips draw back, aiming your heels to the floor. They might not be there today. Doesn't matter if they ever get there, right? But that's where they're headed towards. Another couple breaths. Maybe it feels good to walk out your heels. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop in the morning. Good morning. Good, and as you're ready, coming to a forward fold. So jumping to your hands, or you could step, maybe little hops, however is best for your practice right now. Good, we're gonna take a forward fold, feet hips distance apart. If you are not sure what that is, 2 fists in between your feet is generally a good measurement for most people. And in the morning, we might feel much tighter, so a generous bend through your knees. See, my knees aren't straight. I'm giving myself a generous bend. I am recording in the morning, so I just woke up not too long ago as well. Good. Maybe find a little rock, a little movement. Maybe that feels good. Maybe stillness is what you need. Wonderful. As you're ready, again, backing up just so you can see me, rising to a mountain pose. This is actually the fundamental pose in the yoga asana, yoga posture practice, right? So I do like to spend a little time here. It is home base. So feeling a push down through the balls of your feet, called the big toe mounds, just closer to the ankles than the toes, right? But a lift through your insteps, through the arches of your feet. Okay. Spinning the inner thighs back, but your tailbone softening down. Rolling shoulders up and back, making nice space through your collarbones, but again, softening those front ribs towards your hips. And you could look forward, gentle gaze, or if it feels okay for you, you could close your eyes and feel inwards. Lift through your chin, making beautiful space for breath. And again, just checking in with how you feel here. Maybe there's a little sway side to side. What does your body need? What does it not need? As you wake up and take a little time for yourself as you start your day. Wonderful. Okay. I'm actually getting warm, which is part of the point here, so that's good. Go ahead and take my hoodie off. We're going to go ahead into a sun salutation variation. So, big breath in, reaching palms to sky. Again, this is Urdhva Hastasana. Breath out, folding at your hips. Forward fold. Again, generous bend through your knees. Breath in, halfway lift. Point really here is a long spine. You don't really have to lift halfway up. You could have fingertips down, hands to shins, whatever feels best for you. Breath out, let that go. Please go ahead and step your right foot back. Rising, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Lift through the chin, front ribs soften down. Feel your left hip gently glide back, guide it gently back. Breath out, releasing down. We're going to come to the belly for a locust pose. So interlacing your fingers as like so. Rising up, pushing through the tops of your feet. Inner thighs spiral up to sky. Tailbone points to your heels. Nice and long through your neck. Guide your chin slightly down. Big breath in. Breath out, let it go. Wonderful. Going through a tabletop, or you could even push right up to plank. Downward facing dog. Again, not sinking into your shoulders. Feel your armpits and your forearms lift. Wonderful. Please, your left foot in between your thumbs, drop, pushing into your heel a little bit. Feeling your right hip gently glide back. Big breath in, breath out, hands down. Weight into your front foot, back foot to your front foot. Let's here take big toes together, but your heels a tiny bit apart. Forward fold. Good. Rising up to sky. Wonderful. We'll take that on the other side. So, big breath in, rise to sky, Urdhva Hastasana, breath out, folding. Long through spine, let it release. Please take your right foot back, raising up, softening front ribs down, lifting chin a little, guiding your left hip crease back a little bit. Breath out, down. Good. Coming to the belly, we're going to go ahead into a baby cobra this time. So, placing your hands right underneath your elbows, so most likely farther back than you think. Again, pushing into tops of feet, inner thighs up to sky, tailbone to your heels, lifting through your heart. Nice and long through your chin, dropping chin a little bit. Big breath in, a little rise. Breath out, can you stay? Breath in, breath out, can you stay? Good, either through plank pose or your tabletop. Hips to sky, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Wonderful. Please, your right foot in between your thumbs, dropping back knee, raising up to sky, low lunge. Chin lifts a little, soften front ribs down. Your right hip crease guiding gently back. Breath out. Weight into front foot. Step back foot to front foot. Release. Good. Rising up. Let it release. Just had to do sun salutations in a morning practice because That's what yogis have been doing for a very long time. To greet the sun and thank it for all the life it brings to earth. Right? All right. Little sequence here. Raising, please, your left knee up, long through your spine, stepping back, drop that knee, raising up, again, a low lunge. Breath in, long through your spine, breath out your left hand down, and can you swing your right arm back and up to the sky. Softening through this left shoulder. Could feel nice to roll out that wrist. Breath strong. Breath in long through your spine. Breath out, maybe you find just a little bit more twist. One more. Breath in, maybe a little more length through your spine. Breath out, maybe a little more twist. Good. Breath out, arm goes forward and down. Shifting back to a half split. Breath out. So I have my left hip directly over my left knee. I'm flexing back strong through my right foot. Props could be very, very useful here. Good lesson there to keep your props within reaching distance so you don't have to come out of your pose like I just had to. Good. Again, with hypermobility, many dancers, we're not thinking of the biggest stretch. You already have that, right? Rather, we're thinking of coming back to balance. So a mini bend in this front knee, and I want you to think about, rather than stretching to the limits of your flexibility, supporting your joints by strengthening, right? By engaging your musculature. Good. Couple more breaths. Last breath in. Breath out, little release. Good. Breath in, coming forward. Please wiggling your front foot towards the outer edge of the mat, your right foot. Both arms coming inside. Again, blocks or whatever you're using for props here could be great. Maybe you put your hands down, but again, I want you to think about supporting joints with your musculature rather than going to the limits of your flexibility. Wherever you are, can you feel pushing down through your front heel, your right hip crease, guiding it gently back, long through your spine. Couple breaths here, neck long, looking both out and down. And then maybe you let it release a little, maybe a little side to side, whatever movement or wiggles feels good. Wonderful. Please heel toe, that foot to center, stepping your back foot to front foot, easy forward fold, reaching up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And we will take all that on the other side. So please, raising your right knee up, balance can be a little whoa in the morning. Stepping it back, coming to your low lunge. Again, big breath in, reach up to the sky, guiding left hip crease gently back, softening front ribs down. Big breath in, breath out, right hand down, left arm back and up. Softening this right shoulder into the socket. Breath in, maybe you feel a little longer through your spine. Breath out, maybe you have a little more twist. Couple more breaths just like that. Good. Breath out, that top arm goes forward and down. Breath in, nice and long through your spine. Breath out, shifting back. Half split. So I have my right hip directly over my right knee. And I'm flexing back nice and strong through these left toes. Mini bend through this left knee, again, I am avoiding hyperextension. Could be very bad news, especially over time, right? Couple more breaths. Noticing how this stretch feels for you today. Wonderful. Breath in, coming forward. Weight onto that front foot. Wiggle, wiggle to the side. Both arms on the inside of that front leg. Maybe you have props. Maybe hands are down. Again, with that gentle encouragement to think of strengthening and supporting your joints with your musculature rather than getting into your deepest stretch, especially first things in the morning. This might feel super tight for you, right? As if you sort of just woke up, because our bodies haven't moved around in many hours. We've been sleeping. Couple breaths, couple more. Pushing into that front heel, gently guiding that left hip crease backwards. All right, wonderful. Taking that foot back, we're going to go ahead into a child's pose. Hips to heels, reaching forward. Nice active arms. If you have props, I know I'm a fan of this, right? You could put your hands on your props. That nice activation and stretch through your arms. You get a little more side body work, reaching your blocks over to your right, or your hands, wherever they're supported, could be just your hands. Feeling that opening through your left side body. Wonderful. Over to your left. Trying to keep the hips stable, right? We want the stretch to go into our side bodies. Wonderful. Back to center. Blocks to side. Coming to a seat. Again, I would recommend sitting on something so we avoid slouching. We're going to cradle the baby, right? So grounding through this left leg, grabbing at just above the ankle, I would say, and then just below the knee with your other arm. This might feel like, whoa, not happening first thing in the morning, right? If you need to extend it out a little, that's perfectly fine. And maybe if none of it works for you, you sit and breathe. There's always an option in yoga practice. Okay. Back and forth. Easy opening through the hip. Getting those hips ready for your big dance day or whatever activity you're doing today. Good. All right, maybe rolling through the ankle, opening through that joint. Going the other direction as you're ready. Wonderful. Letting that release down. Other leg. So again, just above the ankle with one, and then below the knee with the other arm. And if coming close is just not happening this morning, you can let it extend out a little bit more. Okay. Always an option. And again, you could just sit and breathe. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely no shame in that. And as you're ready, ankle could roll one way. Snap, crackle, pop. I know I just heard that. Joints waking up. Other direction. Wonderful. All right. Coming to Supta Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. Right. This could feel nice for you. Could also feel nice to support with your books or 2 water bottles, whatever you might have available. Sitting up tall, length through the spine. Again, like a flower or a tree, a growing plant, rooting down. You got roots growing down, but you're growing up to the sun for nourishment. And for us, nourishment of the breath, making space for that breath. Breath in, raising your heart, little mini back bend. Back bends can be so energizing. We need that energy in the morning. Breath out, folding at your hips, gentle forward fold, lower. Let your head release, let it go. And wherever you are, folding deep might just feel in no way accessible first thing in the morning or at any time, right? Wherever you are. You could be here. You could be here. The important thing is not the degree of the stretch. It's that you feel the stretch. Then you know something's happening, right? Wherever that might be for you. I think a beautiful thing about yoga practice is that it's our own, right? My practice is not your practice, vice versa, or anybody else's practice. We're all on our own journeys. And that's a beautiful thing. Let your head go, whatever feels good. Wonderful. Breath in, rising up. Massaging your feet, right? Maybe if you have some plantar fasciitis going on, your feet are feeling, your arches are feeling sore in the morning. Releasing some of that tension, giving a little tenderness to those feet that do so much for you every day. Especially if you dance, but anyone, right? Able to carry your weight as you walk, as you run, whatever you might do. A few more breaths. Lovely. Okay. You can put those props to the side. Easy seat. Could be crossed ankles. What feels better for me, especially if I'm sitting on it, is a different seated pose where the ankles are somewhat in line, right? Again, your practice is your practice, finding what is best for you. Okay, ending our practice today with a little meditative moment. You could close your eyes to feel inwards. Again, if that does not feel good for you, it does not feel good for everyone, you can just sort of gaze softly forward. Going to say affirmations, what we call in yoga mantras, short sayings, right? Short phrases. Just to jumpstart your day on the right foot, as we might say. I am calm. I am ready. I am kind. I am calm. I am ready. I am kind. I am calm. I am ready. I am kind. I am calm. I am ready. I am kind. Wonderful. For a few more breaths, hearing those short sayings, those mantras, affirmations in your mind. You could even say them out loud. You could think of other similar sayings to jumpstart your day that might resonate with you more. A few more breaths. Last breath, really filling up that glass as we began practice with. Maybe noticing how you feel now as compared to when we started our practice. And we'll take one hand on top of the other, the heart, Bowing to the teacher and the student within. We have both in us, both teacher and student. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so, so much for joining me for the first ever Mindful Movers class. This will be available on IGTV as well as YouTube. You could come back to it at any point in the morning, or if you just sort of needed gentle energy boost. And I will see you soon. Thanks so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.